Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Weezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them, they're saying that I owe them, but I'll never give it up. Not for you, not for no one. Foreign ride, touring, soaring, open road, exploring.
Yeah, welcome to the show. This is Smoke the Competition, and I'm your host, Eric Sojash. Thank you very much for checking us out. It's greatly appreciated. Trying to build an army here of subscribers. Please subscribe to the channel. Give us a follow on Twitter at Sojash Sports. Give us a like, share. Let's engage, comment. Come on, people, let's get this rolling. It's NFL season. Best time of the year. We're going into week 2. I got a slate of games I'm going to break down, let you guys know my picks against the spread. We had a pretty good week in week 1. We're going to do even better in week 2. We're going to knock this bad boy out the park, make some money. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Follow my season, follow my fantasy season. We're going to keep engaging day in and day out as much as we can, especially on Twitter. Just give us a like, give us a follow. I'll have more time to dedicate with the bigger following. So without further ado, once again, I'm Eric Sojash. You're tuning in to Smoke the Competition. We're going to break down every game on Sunday and Monday, let you guys know who I'm picking. Put your money where your mouth is. That's what I'm always doing. Let's do this. All right, the first game I'm jumping right into is between these Las Vegas Raiders and the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens come in as more than a touchdown favorite. I've even seen it balloon to as big as 10 points. I'm going to lay my points on the Ravens, put my money down there. Minus 7.5, Lamar Jackson. Go into Raiders, give them a whooping, and come out with the W. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to be taking on the Cleveland Browns. This is a battle of defenses. This is going to be a run fest. Very good defenses going head-to-head here, but I'm betting my money on the better quarterback. I'm taking Trevor Lawrence over Deshaun Watson. Watson is cooked, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard to say that about any individual who's trying to pursue their goals in life, but I got to be honest. I think Watson's done. Take your money, go do something else in life. This is not looking up for you, Deshaun. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm betting on the Jags. I think this is an easy bet here. I can't trust what's going on in Cleveland until they get a new quarterback. Next up, we got those New York Jets coming off an embarrassing performance on Monday Night Football where they were absolutely dominated by the San Francisco 49ers. This week, they get to take on Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans. I think this is a lot more of an even battle. I think this game is going to come down to probably the last couple possessions there. I do see the Jets as the superior defense. I do see Aaron Rodgers as the superior quarterback. Both teams are looking to get in the win column, so I'm going to ride with the Jets to hold off the Titans there and get the win. Jets -4. I think they can win this game at a score of about 20-13. That's where I'm putting the money. Let's go Jets. Next up, I got the Niners traveling to Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings and Sam Darnold. Now, Darnold did have a great debut there. He started the game 12 for 12. He was cooking, but that was against the Giants. This is San Francisco. We saw what they did to a Jets defense. There's no way I'm betting on Minnesota, even though they're at home, and Brian Flores is going to have that defense flying around. I think by the end of this game, as long as Brock Purdy doesn't have any crazy turnovers, the 49ers should run away with it. So I'm laying my money on the Niners, -5.5 points to get the W. Next up, we got the LA Chargers taking on the Carolina Panthers, arguably the worst team in football. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. No chance I'm betting on the Chargers. No chance I'm betting on the Panthers or the Panthers covering against any professional team at this point. They're going to have to show it to me before I can bet on it. So I'm laying my money on Jim Harbaugh and those LA Chargers to run all over the Panthers and walk out with an easy dub. -3. This is probably my best bet of the week. This is an easy one for me. Go Chargers. All right, moving along, we have those Seattle Seahawks. They're going to be taking on a very challenging matchup with the New England Patriots. Who foresaw that as a challenge before the season? I know I did not. I thought the Patriots were in a complete rebuild season. But after week 1, what they showed against the Bengals, we're going to have to maybe take that team a little more serious. They look like they have an identity. They play safe with the football. This should be a really good battle. I think it's going to come down to the last possession. But I'm riding with the Seahawks to cover -3.5. Bigger than a field goal. I know it's a bit of a stretch, even though they're going on the road here. It's a long travel from West Coast to East Coast, but they are the better team, and I trust Mike Macdonald and this defense. I think they're going to give the Patriots fits, especially in the second half. So I'm riding with the Hawks. Next up, we got a nice battle here of two good NFC teams that got big W's in week one. We got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New Orleans Saints. This was a tough one for me. I've been going back and forth, just not really able to put a finger on this one. The Saints might be the best team in football that no one's talking about, or they might have just destroyed the Carolina Panthers, who is the worst team in football that everyone's talking about. I'm not sure, but because I believe in the Cowboys, especially early in the season, especially when everybody's fully healthy, I'm going to ride with the Cowboys and lay the 6.5 points. I'm not totally comfortable with this one, but I'm going to do it. Let's go Cowboys, Dak Prescott, Michael Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and get the job done. Next up, we got a battle of NFC East teams. That's the Commanders taking on the New York Giants and Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes was horrific in his first game of the season, threw another pick six, just ruining Giants fans, breaking hearts all around the world for Giants. Let's see if he can bounce back here in week two. I think he does have a better game. The Commanders have a leaky secondary, but overall, I don't think they can get the win. I do think this is a close game, though. The Giants do play the Commanders very, very closely. I think Brian Daboll is coaching for his job damn near. This team is struggling. But yeah, I can't ride with them. I'm betting on the Commies. Let's go Commanders, -1.5 to get the first one of the season. Next up, we got the Bucks and the Bake Show taking on arguably the best team in the NFC, the Detroit Lions. Everybody's Super Bowl pick to come out of the NFC. A lot of people are riding with those Lions, and for very good reason. They got a fantastic defense. They got a fantastic offense, probably the best offensive line in football. They got some receivers, quarterbacks able to deliver the ball, and two just glorious running backs. I love the way those two running backs pair off each other. With all that said, I'm going with the Bucks, people. I'm going with the Bake Show. I'm going with the Bucks. I like what I'm seeing from Baker Mayfield. I like what I'm seeing from Mike Evans. He's going to strut into that Hall of Fame. The kid is phenomenal. I think they keep this game close in a rematch of the playoffs last year. Lions probably win it, but the Bucks are not going away quietly. I like them to keep this one close. I'm taking the Bucks at +6.5. Moving along, I got the Indianapolis Colts. This is one of the toughest games I had to call this week. I'm not too sure how I feel about the Colts taking on the Packers. I really like what the Packers have going on. Outside of that Jordan Love devastating injury, that team is really good. They have a fantastic coaching staff. I've been preaching the Packers all off season. The Colts, they're a good team as well. Anthony Richardson is a bit of an enigma. He looks like a star in the making if he can just get the passing acumen down pat. There's no telling what this kid's ceiling is. Because of their running game, because of him and Jonathan Taylor and that Jordan Love injury, I'm going to ride with the Colts to get this dub. I think it's going to be closer than people think. Malik Willis will be running for his life, but I got to go with the Colts here at -3. Next up, we got an NFC West battle between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. I think this is going to be a fantastic game, ladies and gentlemen. But unfortunately, the LA Rams are suffering too many injuries. They lost Puka Nacua week one. They lost 2 or 3 starting offensive linemen. Just big gaps on the offense. And this is a team that was pretty good. I wouldn't say they were top 5 in that category outside of Matt Stafford being a fantastic quarterback. They were pretty good, and now they're going to be struggling, I believe, with all these injuries. Stafford can keep it together. They got probably the best play caller, top 3 play caller in the game in Sean McVay, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Kyler Murray is ready. The Cards are rolling. They almost beat the Bills. I think they pull the upset here. I'm taking the Cards to beat the LA Rams. Next up, we got the Steelers taking on the Denver Broncos. This was supposed to be a revenge game for Russell Wilson. I'm sure he had that circled on his calendar. Get back at Denver, even though they're paying his salary right now. So it's going to be a bit of a funny get back. But he's injured. Calf muscle's not ready to go. So we got Justin Fields taking over. He'll be running the Steelers into Denver, take on Sean Payton. And I'm riding with the Steelers. I think they are going to rally. They're going to want this one for Russ, get a little bit of a payback, go after Sean. I think they're going to rally behind Mike Tomlin and pull this upset. So I'm going with the Steelers, -2.5. May not be an upset. I know a lot of people are picking the Steelers to win. Some are going with Denver. But I'm going with the Steelers here, pull off that victory, -2.5. Next up, we got the Chiefs taking on the Bengals. Man, them Bengals are in complete disarray. The owner doesn't want to pay anybody. Jamar Chase looks pissed. T. Higgins is pissed. Joe Burrow looks like he's kind of confused. Got blonde hair, brown hair. Don't know what's going on. Shaking his wrist all over the place. Saying it's fine. Doesn't look fine. Too much going on in Cincinnati for me to put any money behind what they're doing. I'm riding with the Chiefs. Plus, too much chatter going on in Cincinnati. They're giving little blows to what was it, Worthy, talking about he can't really run, he just runs straight. Just too much trash talk. I'm not riding with it. Chiefs are going to beat the absolute brakes off the Bengals. I'm rolling with them. -3.5. Let's go Chiefs. Sunday Night Football, we got a special one here with CJ Stroud, the reigning Rookie of the Year, taking on what everybody saw as the next great, and Caleb Williams, who had a abysmal performance in Week 1. We'll see if Caleb can bounce back. This is in front of the whole world, Caleb. This is a huge game. Sunday Night Football, bright lights. I'm sure you're not going to be taken back by that, but we're going to need to see a lot more than what we saw in Week 1. I don't believe you're going to be able to pull that off already. It looks like Chicago is still figuring things out, figuring out their identity. They do have the talent. I think it's going to take a little while to put it all together. So I'm riding with the Texans, taking the big number, -6.5, to get the win in Sunday Night Football. And our last game on the slate for Week 2 has the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Atlanta Falcons and Kirk Cousins. Cousins did not look good. He looked like a statue in Week 1. I'm not sure how good that Achilles is. This Philadelphia Eagles defense also didn't look good, but I think a get-right game is coming for them against Kirk Cousins and this Atlanta offense. They can contain Bijan Robinson. They should have a field day rushing after Kirk, drawing sacks, drawing interceptions, fumbles. I think the defense will play good enough to get the win. I think Hurts and the offense will play good enough to get the win. As long as they don't turn the ball over, I don't see Atlanta winning this game. I'm going with the Eagles, -4, to move on to 2-0 and get their season rolling. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following up with us in Season 2. So excited to get things rolling. Once again, follow our fantasy season. I'm going to give you guys an up-close and personal look. Give me your ideas. So let's stay interactive. Let me know what you think. I'll definitely be interactive, responding to all your comments. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Give us a like, and you can give us a follow at Sojash Sports. Thank you, peace, love, and let's continue to smoke the competition.
Deep into the eyes, read them like a book. Trapped inside a prison, gotta free them like a crook. Make off with the loot, made off for the joke. Treated like these cowards never needed what we took, and we repeat it like a hook. Caught in the deep, come back like Weezy. Card 3, sensation. Wait, then pause the beat. Eyes don't lie, truth still hard to see. They're begging me to show them.